I want to ask you something, and I need you to actually stop and think about it for a second. Do you know your number? Not your salary, not your bank balance, not some vague, fuzzy idea of, I want to save $1 million. Your number. The specific amount of money that means you will never have to worry about money again. The number that means rent gets paid. Food is on the table. Doctor bills don't keep you up at night. You wake up in the morning and work because you want to, not because you have no other choice. That number, do you know it? I'm going to bet most of you watching this right now, even the ones who are pretty good with money, don't have a precise answer to that question. And that's not a knock on you. It's a knock on a system that somehow managed to make retirement the most important financial event of your entire life, something most people don't actually plan for. Here's the stat that woke me up. The average American has $288,700 saved for retirement. Meanwhile, the amount people say they actually need to retire comfortably in 2026? $1.46 million. That's not a small gap. That's a $1.17 million hole. And over a quarter of retirees, 29%, have nothing saved at all. Zero. And 43% of those people say they'd rather die than run out of money in retirement. That's not a financial problem. That's a crisis. And it starts, every single time, with not knowing the number. So in this video, the first video of this 7-part series, I'm going to show you exactly how to find your number. Not a guess, not a $1 million for everyone answer. Your specific number, and the math that proves it. Let's go. Before we get to the formula, I want you to feel the weight of what's actually happening out there. Because I think most people hear these statistics and they assume they're talking about someone else. They're not. Here's what the Federal Reserve data actually shows. Of all the American households that have any money in retirement accounts at all, just 9.3% have $500,000 or more. 9.3%. Meaning over 90% of people who are saving for retirement don't even have $500,000. And the median retirement savings, the number right in the middle, the one that represents the actual typical American, is $87,000. $87,000. That's not a retirement. At $61,432 in average annual spending for retirees. That $87,000 runs out in about 17 months. Now here's the part that matters for you watching this video. These aren't strangers. These are people who worked their whole lives. People who contributed something to a 401k. People who thought, I'm probably okay, I'm doing more than most. And 57% of them, the majority, didn't even start saving until they were 30 years old or older. Almost a third waited until they were 40. And 32% started at 50 or never started at all. Now here's why I'm telling you this. Not to depress you, but because the difference between every single one of those people and the people who retire comfortably is almost always the same thing. They knew their number early enough to do something about it. Stick with me, because here's where most people get the number wrong, and I mean most finance videos get this wrong too. The number isn't $1 million. The number isn't what your coworker told you at lunch. The number is specific to your life, your spending, your plans. Let me show you how to find it. There are 2 rules that every serious retirement researcher agrees on, and they've been validated by decades of data. The first one is the 25 times rule. Here's how it works. Take the amount of money you expect to spend each year in retirement. Multiply it by 25. That's your number. If you plan to spend $50,000 a year, your number is $1.25 million. If you plan to spend $60,000 a year, your number is $1.5 million. If you plan to spend $80,000 a year, your number is $2 million. Simple. But there's a catch that most people miss. That annual retirement spending, it's not what you spend now. In retirement, some costs go down. Commuting, work clothes, maybe a mortgage that's paid off. But other costs go up. Healthcare, travel, the hobbies you finally have time for, and inflation. 3% every year, quietly eating your purchasing power. The second rule is the 4% rule. This is the research-backed withdrawal rate that says, if you withdraw 4% of your savings every year, adjusted for inflation, your money has a 95% chance of lasting 30 years. 4% of $1.5 million is $60,000 per year. 4% of $2 million is $80,000 per year. That's why the 25 times rule and the 4% rule are the same rule, just looked at from two different directions. Now, here's the piece that most people skip, and skipping this is what turns a comfortable retirement into a stressful one. Your number isn't the total you need to save. It's the gap between what your retirement costs and what you'll already receive from Social Security. The average Social Security benefit in 2026 is $2,071 a month, about $24,852 a year. For a couple, it's around $3,208 a month. So if you need $60,000 a year to live comfortably, and Social Security covers $24,852 of that, you actually need your portfolio to generate $35,148 per year, which means your actual savings target is $35,148 multiplied by 25 equals $878,700, not $1.5 million, $878,700. Does that feel more achievable? Because for most people, it should. The problem is almost nobody does this math. They either panic at 1 million and give up, or they assume Social Security will cover it and never save anything at all. Your real number sits in the middle, and now you know how to find it. Okay, so you've got the formula, but let me give you something even more practical right now. Fidelity, one of the biggest retirement plan administrators in the world, publishes specific savings benchmarks based on your age and salary. These are the milestones they recommend to stay on track. By age 30, have 1 times your annual salary saved. By age 40, have 3 times your annual salary saved. By age 50, have 6 times your annual salary saved. By age 60, have 8 times your annual salary saved. By age 67, have 10 times your annual salary saved. Now I want you to honestly think about where you are compared to these numbers. Don't skip past this, because this is the moment of truth. If you're behind, that's okay. That's actually why you're watching this. But you need to feel the gap clearly, not in a way that makes you give up, in a way that makes you move. Because here's what the research consistently shows. The people who calculate their retirement number early, who know the gap between where they are and where they need to be, those people take action. They increase contributions. They make different decisions about money. They retire on time, or even early. The people who never calculate it, they find out at 62 that they needed to start something 20 years ago, and by then the math has become nearly impossible. Here's your action step from this first video. I want you to write down 3 numbers tonight. 3 numbers. That's it. Number 1, your estimated annual spending in retirement. If you're not sure, use $60,000 as a starting point. Number 2, your retirement number. Take that annual spending. Subtract your estimated Social Security. Multiply by 25. Write it down. Number 3, what you currently have saved, and the gap between that number and your retirement number. That gap. That's your mission. The next 6 videos in this series are going to show you step by step, in plain English, exactly how to close it. We're going to talk about which accounts to use and in what order. We're going to talk about investments and what to avoid. We're going to talk about taxes and how to legally pay almost nothing. We're going to talk about what to buy, sell, and never touch. We're going to talk about healthcare and Social Security and legacy. Every single piece of the puzzle. By the end of this series, you will know more about your retirement than most financial advisors will ever take the time to explain. This is the only video you need to watch about this topic, because when you're done guessing, you're planning. If this video helped you, hit subscribe, because the next 6 videos build directly on this one, and you don't want to miss what's coming in video 2. I'll see you there.